What's up, race fans? This is me, Randy Orton Fan 2011, back here once again for round 6 of 36 in Season 3 of the PORWC Pepsi Cup Series. This is the Auto Club 400 from my home track of Auto Club Speedway. Joining me here in the broadcast booth is one of the contenders for Rookie of the Year. He is currently 4th in the PORWC Pepsi Cup Series points, and his name is Ryan Richards. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you here in the broadcast booth. I think this is the first time people will hear you, so I want to get your insight on this. Now that since we're full swing into the season, now that a lot of drivers have seen what has happened during the nationwide race, we've seen a lot of 3 and 4 wide racing during the nationwide race. Do you think it will be the same thing here in the Cup Series, or do you think it might be a little more passive or aggressive? What do you think?
I think it'll be about the same thing, 4 or 5 wise. I was surprised there was no caution there, but I'm surprised that they are kind of racing clean, so I'm hoping at least expect a caution or two in this race.
All right, well, thank you very much for your insight. Now we take a look at the starting lineup. I was looking at your starting lineup. Rookie Kyle Sosnowski in his second career start. He'll be starting on the pole. He'll be starting alongside Emilio Navarrete, who's been having a very disappointing season. He's dead last in the points. He also had a dead last finish at Minnesota, and we'll hope that with Emilio Navarrete starting towards the front, he'll be able to turn his season around. There's our co-commentator, Ryan Richards, who'll be starting third, alongside Alex Jones, another contender for the Rookie of the Year. Tony Blazer and Sean Henley, 2 second-season veterans in row 3. Then there's the points leader, Liam Ervig, in 7th, alongside his fellow Minnesotan Danny Wells in 8th. And running out the top 10 are Cody Lamas and our special competition winner, Stephen Whitman.
You know that sixth car, I know you're having a disappointing, season, but, track position is so important here. You may get a good top 10 finish.
If you haven't seen what has happened in the nationwide race, I got a feeling Emilio Navarrete could possibly pull off something big here in this one. Alright, well, we're just about ready to go. Let's fire up the engines and get started. Pace car has just started to roll off. As the cars are ready to roll off, we're going to be here for 20 laps here in SoCal under the lights. Check that out. We are under the lights here in SoCal, my home track. Let's take a look if any of the cars will have any problems prior to the start of this race. Good news is that won't be the case. If you hear any background noise, that's just Ryan's mic, so I apologize.
I'm sorry, dude.
That's alright. Pace car will hit pit road. 175,000 plus here. Are ready to go racing. Green flag is out.
Boogity, boogie, boogie. Let's go racing, boys and girls.
We're going to be cycling through the cars here a lot because you're going to see these guys go 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide through turn 1 and 2. And you see, look at that, couple of cars. You saw Trent Dunham, Randy Carpenter go on the apron. That really breaks their momentum. That's going to allow those guys towards the outside to gain some spots. And Kyle Sosnowski in firm control of the lead. And now you got, contact between Cody Lamas and Tony Blazer. We're already really aggressive here on the start. And Kyle Sosnowski will lead the first lap, and he will get a very valuable bonus point.
That should help him up in the standings.
Yeah, that should definitely get him out towards the basement. Let's take a look where our points leader, Liam Ervig, is. He is on the inside of our co-commentator, Ryan Richards, looking for the 3rd position. And Liam Ervig, the veteran, will take over that position. And then another veteran, Tony Blazer. And there's another veteran, James Qualls. along with
Watch
another
out.
veteran, Sean Henley.
Watch out for that 18 car. Looking for the lead.
There we go. Cody Lamas to the inside. He got the run off of turn 4. Kyle Sosnowski led the second lap. And surprisingly, we're still intact at this point. Cody Lamas had a nice run into turn 1. He's going to take the lead off of turn 2.
That car looked pretty good.
Looking pretty good so far, but remember, we're still early in the race. Now we got a battle here for third between Tony Blazer and Liam Ervig, the points leader. James Qualls has now moved up to 5th. Ryan Richards, our co-commentator, has fallen to the 6th position. And there's Eric Burton, who's doing pretty good in points. He's in 7th. William Duncan, who's coming off the contest victory, as well as his first top 5 finish in the season. He is now in, I'd say, the 8th position. Now you saw Liam Ervig go to the outside, and now we'll see if William Duncan and Danny Wells can go to the inside of Liam Ervig and pick up a spot. There's Emilio Navarrete. He's fallen back to 10th, and we'll cycle through the field again. Trent Dunham, hasn't had a really good run so far in the past couple of races. Alongside Charles Jackson, they're all the way towards the back of the pack. And like you said earlier, Ryan, track position is very important when it comes to a race like this. After seeing what happened in the Nationwide Series.
Right. The 18 car kind of pulling away just a little bit, but the battle for second is heating up. Maybe Tony Blazer can get something with the 18 car.
Remember, you want to be on the inside advantage. You want to have the inside advantage, especially on that final lap coming in through turns 3 and 4. You remember that. Remember, you want to have the inside advantage, especially in the final lap. Cody Lamas has led a couple laps, so he's already gotten his bonus point. And Tony Blazer, nice run into turn 2. He will take second place, and now Ryan Richards kind of trying to take away third position away from Kyle Sosnowski. And there's James Qualls looking for a good run. He's already won at Las Vegas. He is in 5th. Then it's Eric Burton, William Duncan, Liam Ervig in 8th. Anthony McCurry has now moved up to 9th. He's 2nd in the points, so he could certainly use a good run. And there is Emilio Navarrete. It looks like he is in the 10th position. Cycle through a couple of other notable drivers in the field. There is Seth Cole. He is currently scored in 19th. And of course, if you remember what happened, at Minnesota, he took a hard hit with a very bad DNF with a random tire issue. Of course, that's the most random of all DNFs, and that's got to be tough for Seth Cole. But he's going to try to look to rebound here. But he's going to get passed right here by Sean Galligan in the 31 machine.
Seth Cole trying to get his momentum back after that. He finished 27th last week.
Yeah, that was 27th. But Seth Cole is in the car. Let's take a look at the rest of the field here. There is Luke Martin, who is coming off a very dismal finish at Minnesota, but he is trying to work his way back. It looks like most of the cars have now become single file now, especially towards the back of the pack. Tony Blazer temporarily took the lead, and he's now got his bonus point. But look at this, Ryan Richards, his Front Row Motorsports teammate, is going to go side by side with him for the lead. Cody Lamas has fallen back to 3rd. He might fall back to 4th with Eric Burton to the inside.
Good one for the Front Row Motorsports.
Ryan Richards now in prime position with the lead. He is now taking it from Tony Blazer, his teammate. Of course, you remember, Ryan, you had those big runs at Bristol when, of course, with the big wreck fest, and both you and Tony ended up in the top 10. So I got a feeling Front Row Motorsports could pull off a major upset here.
Yeah, I think I kind of lost a couple of wrecks there in Bristol, but somehow finished in 6th spot in Bristol with my teammate finished 5th, I think.
Yeah, you both finished inside the top 10, and now Eric Burton with the inside run off of turn 2 looking for second place at the expense of Tony Blazer. Ryan Richards still in firm control of the lead. He's already led a lap, so he has gotten a valuable bonus point. Go back to the back of the pack here. Brandon Bain, he is struggling. He's trying to get past all these cars, but somehow he cannot find a way past Charles Jackson, especially as well.
Yo,
what were you saying?
Like I said at the top of the show, track position is so important.
Track position is very important, and it's really hard to make a lot of passes here, but we might see one here. Alex Jones looking to pass the Aussie Callum Wales for what could be, I'd say, the 17th position, but it looks like a lot of cars have pretty much gone out to single file or maybe side by side at the moment, and now we got William Duncan, who hasn't really made much of an impact until the last race, and he has now worked his way into the 4th position. And there's our points leader, Liam Ervig. Second in points, Anthony McCurry right behind him. Of course, that's going to be a good battle for the points lead. See what happens. Ryan Richards has led a couple laps so far, but remember, Eric Burton is now in the second position, and Tony Blazer, Ryan Richards' teammate, is now fallen back to fourth, and he might fall back to fifth with William Duncan to the inside.
Having your nose clean out front is very important here.
We still haven't seen a yellow flag come out, which is a very big surprise. Well, and there we go. Now we see some three-wide racing. It's Danny Wells, Dylan Young, and Sean Henley. Sean Henley with the inside advantage.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the caution hasn't come out after the first few laps when they go to the apron.
Well, we're just about 7.5 laps to go. Ryan Richards has dominated the middle part of this race, but here comes Kyle Sosnowski back to the inside of Eric Burton looking for second. Come around with seven.
How's that set car doing?
Come around with 7 laps to go. We're looking for Emilio Navarrete. He is now in the 9th position, so he's actually moved up a spot. James Qualls has actually fallen to 8th, and now we got a battle here. First and second in the points, Liam Ervig and Anthony McCurry. Liam Ervig to the inside of McCurry, looking for, I'd say, 6th. Go back to the lead battle here. Kyle Sosnowski, there is our pole sitter. He's all over the back bumper of Ryan Richards. He's looking for a run on the inside. Got the run on the inside, and
yeah, he got it.
I'm going to have the nice speed advantage on that inside. We'll come around with 6 laps to go now.
It ain't over until it's over.
Of course, it ain't over till it's over. Kyle Sosnowski, nice run off of turn 2. He'll take over the lead. And now Ryan Richards now has to deal with Eric Burton, but now there's his teammate, Tony Blazer, in 4th. But, of course, William Duncan giving him a nice challenge for that 4th position. Again, cycle through the cars and then back. Sam Young, Lyndon Wright. A lot of these cars are really struggling to gain a lot of positions. And like you said, track position, very important, especially what we saw during the nationwide race. And there's Emilio Navarrete. He's fallen back again. Sean Henley and Cody Lamas have passed him. Now he's going to get passed by Dylan Young and Danny Wells.
Well, we've seen it throughout the season. You know, if you start in the front, you got a good chance to win this race. But if you start in the back, you got a slim chance.
Yeah, but it really all depends on the track that we go to in all these series, you know. Because of course, when you think about what happened during the previous race in Minnesota, those who actually started in the front didn't necessarily do well. Because if you saw James McLeod, he actually started dead last, and he ended up in the 11th position, which was pretty good. And now Eric Burton and William Duncan have taken over, the Penske teammates, taken over 2nd and 3rd. And there's Liam Ervig, our points leader, trying to take away 4th position from our co-commentator Ryan Richards. And Anthony McCurry, and there is Tony Blazer. We'll see maybe if Ryan Richards can get a little help from his teammate. But they're going to go side by side. We come around with 3 laps to go. Kyle Sosnowski with the lead, but there are 2 Penske teammates, Eric Burton and William Duncan, right on the back bumper. Will they try to work together? We'll have to wait and see.
You know, when you have the white flag, it's, you know, forget the teammates. It's all about yourself now.
Yeah, especially with these closing laps. Especially in the closing laps, you have to consider that it's all every man for himself now. Now Eric Burton has saw the door of opportunity wide open, trying to take the lead. 2 laps to go now. And we still haven't seen a yellow flag. Still haven't seen a yellow flag. And now William Duncan lost his teammate, and now he has to deal with Liam Ervig and Anthony McCurry trying to defend the 3rd position. Eric Burton. Remember Eric Burton, he actually won in I think he actually won last season. I don't quite remember which race Eric Burton actually won in last season, but I'm sure that he won in a race in last season. Yellow flag will not come out. White flag's out. There we go. 1 lap to go.
Pulling away, too.
It's about 2 car lengths, and now here comes William Duncan to the inside of Kyle Sosnowski looking for 2nd. Couldn't get the run, though. But Eric Burton, if he can stay smooth throughout the rest of this run, he will secure his first victory of the season. Kyle Sosnowski going to try to defend 2nd. Kyle Sosnowski looking for the run, but he can't get it. And coming off the turn 4 to the stripe, it's Eric Burton who takes the checkered flag, and he wins the Auto Club 400.
Congratulations to Eric Burton.
Big win there for Eric Burton. He'll definitely move up in the points a lot. Kyle Sosnowski, a great run for him. He'll end up second. William Duncan follows up his fourth place finish at Minnesota with a podium finish here at Auto Club. Liam Ervig ends up fourth. Anthony McCurry ends up fifth. The top two in points, fourth and fifth. So great runs for those guys. You ended up sixth, Ryan. A great day for you. Looks like you'll keep your spot in the points or maybe even move up one. Stephen Whitman finally with a good run in seventh. Cody Lamas, his first top 10 of the season, in eighth. Tony Blazer will end up ninth. And Sean Henley rounds at the top 10.
Eric Burton pretty much playing that perfectly there. He got off in the turn 4, got the run, and he actually won the race. So congratulations to
Great
him.
run for Eric Burton as he picks up his first win of the season. And now we take you to your official race results. Before I forget, let me just make sure I do this since I am using Race Points Manager. You're at round 6, and now it is saved. So there are your official race results. Congratulations to Eric Burton. That's his first win of the season, and I believe his second career win in the Pepsi Cup Series. Kyle Sosnowski, William Duncan round out the podium. Liam Ervig and Anthony McCurry end up fourth and fifth, so great point saves for them, as well as our co-commentator Ryan Richards, who ends up sixth. So, pretty good day for you. Didn't think, really thought you had a chance there at maybe a top 5, but 6 ain't too bad.
I thought I had a shot to win it, but I'm happy to finish 6 and keep that top 10 momentum going for the points.
Stephen Whitman, Cody Lamas, Tony Blazer, and Sean Henley, they are the rest of your top 10. We'll go through 11th through 20th now. Dylan Young, James Qualls, Barney Ward, Danny Wells, Sean Galligan. Emilio Navarrete will end up with his best career finish in 16th. Not quite the best finish for Emilio Navarrete, but remember, we're still early in the season, and we still got 20 more races before we get to the playoffs, so still plenty of time for Emilio Navarrete to come up with a big turnaround. Jacob Law will end up 17th, and 18th, 19th, and 20th are Seth Cole, James McLeod, and Michael Norman. We go through 21st to 30th now. Alex Jones, Luke Martin, Richard Johnson, Callum Wales, Randy Carpenter, Wolfgang Mason, Jake Cole, Dylan Poteet, Red Bell, and John Waycross. Now the bottom 12, Joseph Lombard, Ty Naughton, Zohar Manu, Trent Dunham, Ricky Hawk, Ben Paul, Brandon Bain, Charles Jackson, Lyndon Wright, Pichu London, Ryan Cooper, and Sam Young.
Disappointing finish for let's see here, Dylan Poteet finished 28. I kind of expect him to move up to finish in the 15th spot.
Yeah, I expect a lot of high expectations for our defending Pepsi Cup Series champion, but he's gonna have to move on after this one and gonna look to Chicago Twin Speedway. And someone's calling me on Skype. Hope you don't mind that. Yeah, Dylan Young. I'll get back to you later. All right, well, Ryan, I hope you enjoyed doing this race with me. It was a great race weekend here at Auto Club, and you came up with some great finishes. I'll tell you that. Top 10 finishes in both the Nationwide and Pepsi Cup Series.
Thank you very much, and that was a good race. Very good side-by-side racing, and thank you.
All right, it was great to have you here, Ryan. This is Randy Orton, Fan 2011, signing off. This race has been brought to you by Pepsi Next. Crisp, refreshing, amazing, Pepsi Next. Next weekend, we're going to Chicago Twin Speedway, 2 ovals in 1. It'll be an epic race weekend, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And all right, guys, I'm out.